So exercises regarding sexuality, certainly. So what I would invite people to do is to activate their love muscles, the mula band, the root lock, the base chakra, which you clench your pelvic floor muscles as if though you stop yourself from urinating or from passing flatulence. And if you clench the pelvic floor muscles and you breathe in, and you put your tongue towards your third eye, that draws the energy from the sexual organs up, and it brings the energy up. And for a man, it can actually stop the man from the need to ejaculate. It can also bring in the dedication of the sexual energy to manifest your vision. So if you decide to dedicate it to a vision that you want to manifest on earth, say with your love partner, you decide, okay, we're going to create this beautiful home, this beautiful wedding, you know, and both of you take that breath in the midst of sexual activity, or if you have sex for one, just bring the energy up and ride the waves of bliss rather than just, you know, ejaculate and dissipate the energy. You can actually ride the waves of bliss on this orgasmic plateau. So breathing in, clenching the pelvic floor, and intending the energy, the sexual energy, to go up to the third eye. And if you like, you can imagine as if though you are cascading energy out of your crown chakra. I know it sounds weird, but it feels really wonderful to do it. Between men and women, if we're talking about heterosexual couples, then a woman breathes in the energy into her yoni, into her source of all, the vulva, and she breathes it in, and she can either give it to the man through her heart chakra, through her breasts, and the giving. A woman needs to give and receive into her yoni, and she needs to give from her breasts. And a man needs to receive and give through his genitals. And so that creates a circle of energy between them. And they can actually lock breath, they can share one breath together. It's all on my DVD. And that's how the energy is actually circulated between the two of them. So for a woman, she can also, if she's doing a solo practice, she just brings it up either through her heart or through her crown chakra. She gives it to the vision that she wants to manifest. If you want to manifest a love partner, if you want to manifest, you know, the next Bentley or Ferrari, that's fine. It's all valid. Okay? There was a question. We are all one. All spiritual teachings actually teach that we are one. But Tantra gives practices that are experienced. You experience it. You are, if you like, the scientist, you're the experiment, and you're the guinea pig. So you do a practice of Tantra. Say you breathe into your chakras. Okay? You breathe into your chakras, you imagine that your first chakra is making love to your second chakra, your second chakra making love to your third chakra. And as you go up the chakras and you give it into the world, as if though you're ejaculating out of your crown chakra, and you give it into the world, suddenly the I, that little ego identification, dissipate, and you feel at love with all that is. You feel at one with the universe. But it's a feeling, it's a happening. It's an experience that happens when we're either aligned or when we surrender the identification with our personality and our vulnerabilities. And that's when our boundaries dissipate, or when we realize that actually I am the clouds. I am her and me, and just eye-gazing with someone for a few minutes can get that poof, an opening. But it's an experience, it's a visceral doorway that you just, the veils of illusions drop away, and suddenly you feel that you are all that is. and it's really profound, and a lot of people become moved. We can do that little exercise if you like, but just sitting opposite someone and just looking, and just keep breathing, looking, keep surrendering, keep letting go, keep opening your heart, and then suddenly they see you, feel you, know you, are you. And all there is love. And it's really profound, and I can feel that is happening right now. Was what there is beyond the orgasmic plateau. The orgasmic plateau, or the erotic trance, when we experience that, is a very profound state of high arousal and orgasmic bliss. But beyond that is pure bliss, pure Atman, pure no thing. It is a state of bliss that time ceases to exist. It's a state where you are all that is, where you can just plug into Akashic records, you know things, and the body ceases to exist. And it's a profound state, but to explain it is to flatten the experience, explano. It's to belittle the experience. It's how do you explain what love is? You just become bliss, love, no thing. It is very profound, it's very magical. It's a little bit disorientating when you experience that. So, for the first time. So it's good to be in a space where you can actually take time out to experience. So it's a state of bliss, of very deep, profound, unshakable bliss. Yeah. So what is a very good exercise for grounding? Grounding is really important because Tantra deals with reality. Tantra acknowledges that we're here incarnate on planet Earth, in this body. If you believe in reincarnation, the next time around you will come in a different body as a different being with different consciousness or awareness. So this lifetime, in this body, in this vessel, you have one chance. If you don't believe in reincarnation, well, this lifetime, this is it. Either way, this is it. And to ground, it's really important, it's embodied spirituality. We need to really honor this body. So clenching the pelvic floor muscles, the mula band, the root lock. A lot of spiritual paths desire us to leave the body, and it's very alluring, it's very seductive to surrender to the Shakti energy and fly off. Shakti energy is very seductive, but it could be like a tornado, and it could be very destructive, the energy. Shakti without Shiva consciousness could be a destructive energy. So bringing in Shiva awareness, honoring the masculine principle, honoring awareness and consciousness is really important. And so that is, Shiva is the grounding platform. Shiva consciousness is the platform upon Shakti Kundalini dances her dance of creation or destruction. Shiva is the platform that actually she can create the world into being. So Shiva is consciousness, Shiva is awareness, Shiva is space itself. Okay? So the grounding energy would be breathing, clenching the pelvic floor muscles, dancing, eating in an honoring way. Having said that, for a tantric practice, eating also can be used as a ritual, as a puja, to create an enlightenment experience. So for me, being a vegetarian, to be presented in a puja with a morsel of meat or fish could shock me into a momentary enlightenment experience. So actually, because it's about challenging, why have I chosen to be a vegetarian? Is it my culture? Is it my parents? And okay, maybe I have chosen. It's about challenging taboos and self-imposed taboos. So doing everything in moderation and then also trying something different. So if you close your hand in a certain way, you do it the other way. If you brush your teeth with your right hand, try and brush your teeth with the left hand. Okay? If you always paint because you're a painter, if you always paint with your hand, try and paint with your mouth or with your feet. So a grounding experience is very individual, and teachers of Tantra or gurus, teachers, they give an individual practice. So for me, a grounding practice would be a mantra, because mantras, they ground me. They create healing for me. I fly off very easily. Clenching the pelvic floor muscles, eating food, dancing, music, painting. Okay, so doing the practices, because the Buddhist monks, they do mandalas, they do yantras, and they do it in a certain way where they do a Sri Yantra, for instance, which is a sacred symbol in Tantra. They will spend hours or days or even months creating these sacred symbols out of colored sand and then expose it to the public for 5 minutes, and then they will destroy it and share the colored sand with people. And this is a grounding practice for people. But sound is a grounding practice. And also food. Food and smell connect straight to the base chakra. And we need to have a good base in the base chakra, because we are of planet Earth. This is our base, this is where everything emanates from, but it's what we do with our sexual energy. So we can bring it, we can sublimate it, we can transmute it, and we can offer it to create more awareness, more consciousness, to share, to propel humanity to a larger vision for humanity. Talk. There is the book, there's a lot of information, a lot of history and a lot of quotations. It deals also with the sexuality part of it in our body, what happens in the brain. It deals also, this lady here has painted, has done all the pictures for my book actually. So it's wonderful to have the artist here. And the DVDs, it shows honoring rituals. Each ritual is maybe about touching the body of the beloved as a divine being, honoring the other as a prince or a princess. You can stroke your beloved. You can stroke yourself with the Vigyambhirav Tantra teachings of Om Shakti Om or Om Shiva Om, which loosely translated into English as enter the caress, sweet prince or princess, to everlasting love or life or light. Now this is one of the teachings, 112 teachings in the Vigyambhirav Tantra. So there are many practices that we can do, but it's just reminding ourselves that this is divine, this is precious. We are divine. So when you look in the mirror, you remind yourself that you are divine. When love partners look at each other, you know, often the joke was, I'm looking at my husband or my ex-husband, I'm looking and thinking, oh my God. You know, yes, he or she is my God. Isn't that amazing to have a real live flesh and blood god or goddess? In the Jewish religion, on a Friday night, the woman lights the candle. She brings the light. She brings the enlightenment. She lights the candles and she does this gesture, which brings in the Shekhinah or Shekinah, the divinity, the feminine aspect of the divinity. She does that. And then she covers her face and then she reveals. And what she does is she's divinity, the Shekhinah, Shekinah, the divine feminine, is looking through her eyes. She embodies the Kala, she embodies the bride. And it is a commandment, it is a mitzvah for a righteous Jewish man to make love to divinity through the wife. So it's about union with divinity. And divinity is nature. It's all that is. Call it divinity, call it God, call it nature, call it Allah. It's all the same. We're all one.